What is good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another YouTube video of mine. Today, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on the resale market, what shoe I actually have paid the most for, as well as where I think the resale market is going in the future. So resale really does, if you don't know what resale is, first of all, so when you walk into a Foot Locker or a Finish Line and you buy a shoe, you're buying it at the retail price. So if I buy a pair of Nike runners, say I buy it for $100, right? And depending on how limited or how much hype is behind that shoe, you might be able to have some resale behind it. So your resale is whatever profit you can make if you were to turn around and sell it on the street. So say that you could turn around and sell it for $200. You made about $100 profit off of that one shoe. So resale is like a really big thing now. Everybody is trying to get into the resale business because there's so much money to be made. There are stores like Texas Shoe Exchange here in Austin, Sneaker Summit down in Houston, as well as the Faculty in Houston. There's hundreds and hundreds of stores around the nation. And that's not even including people who just do it outside of not having a store, just doing it on the regular and just making a little extra cash on the side. First of all, we're gonna jump into a pair of shoes that I had bought from one of the biggest resale stores in the game right now, which is Urban Necessities, run by 2J's Kicks. I've been to a store once out in Las Vegas. Great environment. Of course, they know their stuff about the shoes there. And they're willing to help you whatever they have, and the prices are always pretty fair for these. This one did hurt the pocket. I'm not even gonna lie about it, because I could have gotten this shoe earlier on, decided not to because there was other things at the moment that I did really want. So I went ahead and bought those things. But this shoe is a shoe that was shooting up very fast in resale price. So I found it on their website, and it was for like a couple $100 under the resale market value. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger because I feel like in the next couple months this could be a shoe that's up there like past $1,000. They literally just came in into my house not too long ago, but UPS, like, they've lost a couple of my packages. Is like, honestly, I ordered a pair of Ultra Boosts like back in November, and they're still like going over like an investigation, whatever the hell that means. Like I said, these did hurt the pocket, so we're not even going to talk about the receipt. But the shoe that I did grab, if you can't tell by the box, it is the Sean Wotherspoon Air Max 97-1. If I can get them out of the fucking... He stores Sean Wotherspoon is a reseller himself. He sells vintage Supreme as well as shoes. He's got a store out in Miami, a store in Virginia, and one also in LA. So he's really doing great things when it comes to the resale market. I've bought shoes from there before. I bought a pair of Acronym Prestos, which I actually don't have anymore. I did trade them with somebody back like 2 or 3 months ago. I think it was my birthday weekend when I did that. But his store is pretty dope. If you're ever in those areas, definitely check him out. And resellers aren't the type of people that are loved by sneaker brands. What I mean by that is like Nike and Adidas and all the other brands, they tend not to talk or not to communicate with people that resell the shoes, because not that it affects them, but it does affect the consumer that they are trying to get the shoes out to. So they tend not to correlate with or talk or conversate with those people. But so it did come with a little UN scratch off with 2J's dogs. I don't even know what the scratch off is for, to be honest. But that is the shoe. You've probably seen them before. I'm not going to give you guys a full review on them. This is a size 11. I heard that they fit pretty big. I am a size 12, so I went ahead and rocked with the 11. Also, it was like one of the cheapest ones they had. It is DS, which means dead stock. Came with extra laces, everything, all the good stuff. But we're not here to talk about these, but definitely a great shoe. It's, like I said, it's going to be a shoe that's going to shoot up in the next couple months. So if you can get your hands on it now for like a decent price, which I did, we're not going to talk about how much I paid for them because I don't need that type of negativity in my life right now. So we're just going to leave that whole thing alone. But if you can get them at a decent price right now, go ahead and grab them because they are going to shoot up like crazy in the next couple of months. And a year from now, they could be a like, you know, $1,500, $2,000 or $1,500, $2,000 shoe somewhere in there. Now, my opinions on the resale market. I have bought a total of about 4 to 5 shoes resale wise. My opinions on the resale market is that it is a positive as well as a negative thing. It's a positive for the people that are reselling the shoes, but it's also a negative for people who do really actually want to wear the shoes and want to buy them, you know, to put them on their feet when, you know, pairs are getting backdoored and there's bots in the situation and things like that. It makes it unfair for like normal people to actually go to a store or have a fair chance on grabbing a shoe, even though the stores want to tell you that you have all the chances in the world to grab the shoe. And most times you do if you just if you know, really put your effort into it. You can go out and get just about any shoe that you want. But at the end of the day, if you aren't able to grab that shoe, people that are grabbing the shoe are most likely going to be reselling that shoe, especially if it's not their size or if it is a money size. So the shoes that I have paid resale for are the 97 Off-White OG pair, the what else? I paid resale for the OG Wave Runner, which was a complete L because they ended up restocking later on. I didn't pay like the crazy amount, but I paid like, at the time it was a good deal for how much they were going for, but then I did end up paying like $100 over, $150 like over what I should have paid if I would have just waited a couple months and they would have came out. Again, I could have got them a lot easier. The Union Air Jordan 1, I did pay resale for these. Now, this shoe also now is a $1,000 shoe. And I'm super glad I paid what I did back then because I'm not gonna pay that much for that shoe. But the situations where I did pay resale is all being smart about it, in my opinion. So I wouldn't, if a shoe comes out this weekend, say that Virgil drops another Off-White this weekend, and you know, I try on the sneakers app, I try down at the stores or wherever I try at, right, and I miss, I'm not gonna go and pay resale right away for a shoe. I would never do that unless the resale isn't that high. Now, like say like a Yeezy V2 right now, so those have probably like a $25 to like $50 realistic resale value to them. So that shoe, I have no problem paying resale for it. You know, if the guy got it and he went through whatever trouble he had to go through, I'll throw him an extra $20, throw him an extra $30, and you know, I'll go on with my day. There's no loss there. But whenever there is a bigger shoe, just like any Off-White, like I said, it's gonna have a really big resale market. So with the Presto, I won the Prestos. I know right away that they were going for about like $500 to $600. The Presto is for me to wear, of course, but that's the market that was on those at the time. And in my opinion, I feel like it's not worth it to pay resale right away because you realistically, you don't know what the market is going to be in a week, in 2 weeks. A lot of times people end up buying their pairs, they get them in hand, and then they just want to get rid of them as fast as they can. So then they end up like, you know, throwing the market way down by posting it for like $100 under what it's actually meant to go for. So that's one validated reason, in my opinion, that I would pay resale for, or that I wouldn't pay resale for something. Now, that's the case for something like an Off-White or something like a Yeezy, okay? Because with them producing so many now, you're not sure what the market could be in a week or in 2 weeks, or you know, somebody just throws the pair away or something like that for a really cheap price. Now, something like the Union Air Jordan 1, which was super, super limited. It only came out in LA. It came out on the app, but the app was acting really crazy and stuff like that. That shoe, when it came out, was going for about $400 to $500 right away, right? And in my opinion, what I told myself when it came out is, okay, this is a one-time collab with this model and this brand. So Union might get another model from Jordan Brand or from Nike and be able to collab with that. But Jordan 1s right now are the hottest thing on the market. They're going, like, if somebody were to come out with a Jordan 1 right now, if it was a major brand collabing with Nike or collabing with Jordan and making a Nike shoe or making a Jordan 1 shoe, it's going to go for a crazy amount of money. So I knew that right away, and I kind of foresaw them jumping up in price very, very fast. So immediately what I did was looking for pairs everywhere, looking to see if there was going to be restocks or anything like that, because also I did really want the shoe for myself. But then I was able to find a pair for, at the time, about $100 under the resale value. So I ended up paying about $400 for them. Got them right away. They came in. It was actually through eBay. It's the only time I ever bought anything on eBay. So thank God that like came through positive. But now the shoe is going for like $1,200. So, or it's going to end up going for $1,200 in the next coming weeks, and even maybe a year from now or by December, it's going to be a $2,000 shoe. So that's one validated reason why I think you have to be smart and know the value of the shoe and understand what that shoe actually means. And that's, in that situation, it's completely okay to pay resale for it, because you're paying a price now that in the future it could be triple or quadruple what you actually paid. And if you don't want to pay that amount, definitely grab the shoe now. You know, save up on your bread, sell some stuff, and get that shoe. Sell your GRs and get that shoe while you can, because otherwise you're going to be paying that $1,200 resale value if you really want it that bad. So another situation where I did pay resale was with the Wave Runner, the original Wave Runner. Like I said, you know, this shoe right here was one of my favorite shoes to release last year. Of course, like everybody has it now. I did pay resale for those because at the time it was, so that shoe originally released, I think about a year ago now, back like last January, no, it was like a little over a year ago. So about 14 months ago. And they were going for insane amount of money. They were going for like $1,000 right away because it was a pre-order, or maybe not a it was a pre-order. So, and then they did restock over the summer sometime, and that's when I had jumped on my pair or found somebody who had a pair. He was selling them for a good price. He's actually a good friend of mine now. And that's why I paid resale for that at the moment. Now, if I would have waited, if I would have been a little bit more patient, I could have got them on the restock, because now they are everywhere. You see people with like 3 or 4 pairs, really beat up pairs, because they know they can just go and buy it again. So just make sure that when you do buy resale, that you're paying resale for something that may not come out again. So like something like a Jordan Toro 4, which I have down here. You know, we thought Jordan Brand does tend to retro things a lot. Last year we got a Raging Bull Jordan 5. So the original Raging Bull came out a while ago. It was part of a pack. It's one of my most favorite Jordans, right? And so last year, thinking that we were gonna get a restock of it or a re-release of it, everybody was super hype on it and stuff like that. And then we get official images, and it was nothing like the original at all when it came to materials or the overall design of the shoe. So what Jordan Brand or Nike will actually do is, you know, say, oh, we're gonna give y'all this shoe back this year. And it ends up not being that shoe. It ends up being something very, very similar, but also very, very different. Whether it's the materials or they've changed the thing, they changed the colorway just a little bit, something like that. And that's really how they get us. But when those kind of things happen, it does up the market on the original pairs. So another example and another reason. So another reason why I bought this shoe is because now they are, like I said, the value is going up. So there also have been images of a second pair, whether that's the Air Max 1 that Sean Wotherspoon has been caught wearing, or it's the other Air Max 97 one with kind of like a bluish to dark blue kind of fade, not as colorful, not as fun as this pair. Okay, so if those pairs do happen to release, this pair right here will jump up even more in price. Like I said, what Nike will do is give us a second version of something, but not make it the same thing, make it different, and that always makes the OG pairs jump up crazy in price. And lastly, guys, the last shoe that I want to talk about resale value wise is some of the Nike and Jordan Travis Scott collabs. Now, I do have the Sail Air Force 1 as well as the Travis Scott 4 Oilers colorway. So with those releasing first, obviously the white Air Force 1 released before the Sail did, and then you had your Air Jordan 4 Travis Scott. Now we are going to get a whole lot more of the Travis Scott and Jordan collab. We got the Air Jordan 33 already this year. We got a little shock drop of the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1, which should be releasing again in April. But with them flushing out things now to make a lot of money, to make revenue, these pairs right here are going to be going for a lot more money in the future. Already the 4s are jumping up there, and the Travis Scott 1 is going to, or the Air Force 1 also is going to jump up there in price. So I went ahead and bought the the Air Force 1. I paid a little under resale for those, and then the Air Jordan 4 I did get in a trade. Overall, guys, my opinions on the resale market is to be smart about it, understand what could restock, understand where value is going for a shoe, the mass appeal to a shoe. If you understand that, you know, if this year we've gotten a lot of SB Lobsters. We've gotten 2 pairs so far. So understanding that who appeals to this shoe, what hype is behind this shoe, how much are people really talking about the shoe and things like that. Is the resale worth it? Could that shoe jump up in the next couple months? Because you don't want to pay double what you could have paid a month ago. So those are my opinions on the resale market that we do sit in currently. If you have any questions, make sure to comment below and I will make sure to reply to you guys, or simply message me. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, make sure to follow me at agreatking, and I'll see you guys on the next one.